everybody, welcome to the Tiger's Den, and welcome back to these Tiger Vlogs. I don't know what else to call them, but it's been a week of my new schedule, and as I kind of suspected, this is exactly what I needed. And I kind of got to start this vlog by saying that I have to give kudos to those run successful YouTube channels, not only as their job, but maybe even on as a side project. But they run them successfully, and it just takes so much more than you'd think. Making content it's a lot harder than you'd think. A lot of people think that, for instance, somebody that makes YouTube videos, they spawn these ideas out of nowhere and they just keep on going, snap, 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 and then they get more and more ideas as they're going. And yeah, while that may be true for some people, it's not even close to being the truth for for others. And it's impressive to watch those people who are able to do that. And some people have really good channels where they do special things. You know, everything from using a pneumatic pressure machine to crush things and see what they look like. And then you have people like the slow-mo guys that film things in slow motion. Very specific things are happening on these channels. So you have a concept, but you can't just keep crushing the same thing. You can't just keep filming the same thing in slow motion over and over again. You have to innovate. You have to find new things. You have to find new ways of showing off the exact same thing. And that is the art of being a content creator. And those channels have my utmost respect, but I'll tell you one thing. Having a channel that focuses on gaming, and I know now how utterly crowded that market is, my hat is off. I'm bowing in the dust. I'm so incredibly impressed by the likes of Operator Drewski, Markiplier, Jack Frags, all these different people that I'm watching, and they're with their gaming channels, and they make it work. Gaming is probably one of the biggest genres on YouTube, and everybody has some sort of connection to a game, and they have their own opinion on a game. It's hard to have an opinion on somebody running a pneumatic press, but if you go on YouTube and you see somebody playing your favorite game and they play it differently than what you do, you might sit there going, no, I don't like this guy. No, I don't like the way he's running this channel. I don't like the way he's playing my favorite game. So I'm not gonna watch him. I'm gonna leave mean comments. And I think it's hard for most people to actually understand what it takes to run a gaming channel properly. I'm not one of the best examples of a gaming channel, but what I can say is, for instance, the Battlefield videos that I put out, to get a video that is somewhere between 10 to 15 minutes, I have to have, an hour, 2 hours of footage to get those moments, to get those reactions that I'm after, to get the actual content out of it, because yes, it's a game. It's made to entertain, but it's not necessarily made as a communication form. It's not meant to be reacted upon outwards. Well, some of them are, but most games that are out there and people are basing their channels on are not meant for it. And I actually have to bring up one channel that I recently stumbled on, and at first I didn't think this this channel would would be my kind of thing. It was fun one-time video, but I've been hanging around the channel more, and I think you should check him out. I'll try to leave a link in the description below. It's Backfist Gaming. I won't say anything more about the channel, but I suggest you look up some of the videos. It's a refreshing change from a lot of the other content out there, and the editing is subtle. The content is fun. It's done in a weird little way, and I love it. But yeah, enough about what YouTube is. That is, after all, why I'm doing this vlog thing. It's to be focused around other things. So this week that has passed, firstly, I gotta say, you might notice my voice is a bit, what should we say, rough? And that's because yesterday, I went out with a couple of the guys, and we went to, the finals for the Norwegian Championship of American football. And apparently, I get really involved into sports. I already kind of knew that, but none of the teams playing were sort of close to my heart. It was the Oslo Vikings against the Eidsvoll 1814s. And this was the final. And, well, living in Oslo, the Vikings kind of, well, they kind of struck me as the sort of team I want to root for. And yeah, there was some yelling because some of the plays were insane. The score ended up 51-7. So Oslo just ran over Eidsvoll, which is a bit shame in the finals, but it was they had both the defense, they had the runs, they had the throwing plays and everything. So yeah, they did good. They did good. It was a lot of fun. And if it hadn't been for the schedule change that I've made, I probably wouldn't have been able to go do that without it ruining a whole day of editing, and it would ruin more of my week for me. Which yeah, I don't know what kind of effect that would have had, but yeah, this the change I'm making, I think it's the ultimate. Ultimately, it's a good change. And the next week coming up, I might do some more changes. I'm not sure because coming Monday, well, this day when this vlog airs, I'm recording this on a Sunday. I don't have a job to go to. I ended my, or not ended, I didn't end my, the contract that I had as a technical project manager. It ended. It didn't have need for me anymore because they couldn't get the funds for the hardware we needed to keep the project going at the moment, which is sad because I really love that. It was a fun way of getting to go back to roots I think I fit into properly. Organizing and keeping track of a project like that, and doing those kind of things that are required of somebody to keep a project going. It's something that it felt natural to me, and I want to do that more. So now that I'm unemployed again, I'm going to ask the unemployed organization, or what I don't know what to call them, about maybe having a couple of project manager certifications done, because it's going to open doors if I do, and I'm willing to go for it. So that would be awesome if I would be able to do that. And I've learned a lot. Like I've said, I've learned that I fit into one of those roles, and hopefully they'll get some sort of value out of what I've done for them. And I know they've said it, but it would be good to actually see numbers that say that yes, this has had X amount of value. We have caught X amount of threats or whatever. It would be good to see that, but I know that's going to be hard now that I'm not employed there anymore. But they did reassure me, both the boss and the people that I work directly with, that yes, it has had some sort of impact. So and that made me happy. It did. Another thing I did on Friday, not just quit my job or have my last day on job, was I got to play role-playing games again, and it's been so long. A few years back, we had a steady group. Well, they still have a steady group. It's just me that's dropped out, and playing Pathfinder. For those of you that don't know, Pathfinder it's Dungeons and Dragons with adjustments. So it's a D20 system. But yeah, we sat down with figurines, our characters on our sheets, and we role played. And we sat there from about 6-ish to about midnight, I guess. I think. I'm not sure. We went on for a long time. It was a very fight heavy session, but I loved it. It was a good way of coming back because I just made a very basic character. I power gamed him a tiny bit, which is unusual for me because normally I go for a character. I don't go for a power game, but since this was a guest appearance, because for now I'm not sure if I'm able to start up the same focus on the role playing that I had earlier, but I'm going to start up or at least try to keep going with this one character because they have several sessions going, and which is fine for some, but at the moment that's not right for me, sadly. But yeah, so there's one character, he's samurai type, even though I played him like a fighter, and so much fun. The character, he fits me. I described him as a guy you'd pass on the street and you'd think to yourself, I could go have a couple of beers with him. Which is kind of what I want to be. I want to be that kind of guy to people. I want to be the guy that people look at and go, hey, I could have a couple of beers with him. I like this guy. Let's get to know him better. And coming back to my roots about role-playing, because that's something I've loved for so many years. And coming back to that felt very natural. It felt like something that I needed to do. And how do I describe this? How do I explain this? For me, being a creative mind, being allowed to actually act out my character for this session, it's a natural release for me. It's yeah. I can't explain it in any other way than it felt natural. For a creative soul, role-playing can be such an immense amount of help. And especially if you don't have any sort of creative outlet. It gives you the feeling of being free, being able to do things you want to do, but you still have rules and regulations that you have to follow. But it gives you the ability to vicariously live through somebody else and act out those rage moments that you might have from time to time or whatever. And that feeling of being free, I guess that's what this week has been about. Being free to play games without forcing content out of them. Well, not forcing, because I've never forced content out of anything. But it's been a long time since I've sat down with a game and just played it and just enjoyed what's going on in the game. Because it's when you're making videos or something, it's hard to enjoy the game fully because you need to keep your focus on both the game, on what you're portraying in your video, in the way you talk, the way you behave, and that's when it becomes hard to actually be fully free. And having this freedom this week, I've had time to think. I've had time to slow down, calm down, and make a few reflections on where I've been for, well, the last few years. 2 years ago, there was a side of me where I don't I don't know how to put this properly, but with every day that goes now and the things I do, I feel like I'm returning to who I should be. And being in a position where I need to work so much that it sacrifices me, it's not good, and I don't want to do that again. So this first week of of both having a job and calming down my schedule and everything, it made me come to terms with a few things, and yeah, I'm dead set that this is a right path for me. Don't worry though, the vlog topics will they will change. They will change from something not as dreary. As time goes, it'll probably change to more gaming related news or whatever's going on. I do plan on picking up my workouts because I'll admit I was lazy this last week. But the coming week, from the day you're watching this and so on, I'll be picking that up. So I don't know, maybe I'll use this as some sort of record on what I've done or whatever. We'll see. But I'm working more and more on my music. I'm getting back to who I want to be. And that makes me happy, because hopefully I'll be a better person for the people in my life, and I just really want to be the best I can for everybody around me. Oh god, we always get sappy towards the end, don't we? And I say we, and I mean me. As a part of what I'm doing from time to time, I'll probably I'll read a story or something. And today on Facebook, it notified me that 2 years ago I posted a blog rather, called Happiness 101. And it's I'm not gonna read the whole thing because it's kind of long, but I'm gonna read a few excerpts of it. So this is Happiness 101, a blog by me from 2 years ago. Some people, including myself, sometimes ask the question, how can I be happy? Some of the time, that question is hidden in a different one. A question like, how can I get somebody into my life, like a girlfriend or a boyfriend? At least, that's what I realized not too long ago. Having a significant other, for me, is quite important. Like other people, I have professional me, I have buddy me, I have alone me, but there's one last me missing on my list. And that's where I'm kind of going to end that excerpt, but it's kind of strange how things keep on going in circles, and you always come back to those same big questions, or at least I do. But yeah, Happiness 101. Taking care of number one. It's my motto. It's what I'm going to live by. So let's try to make that happen, shall we? Anyway, I hope you'll consider leaving a like and a comment on this video. I really do love reading your comments, and I love reading your input, because I want to learn what's going on, and I want to know how to better myself for you guys. So without further ado, let's get this outro out. Hope, like I said, you'll leave a like and a comment, but as always, keep wild, stay free, and I'll see you guys in the next one.